Hello everyone, Fanta here. You are watching Fantavision. Today, I'm discussing Walmart, which is, it's not Tales from Retail Tuesday, so you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, if you read the title, Walmart is getting sued for $65 million just because they're not providing seating to cashiers in the California-based locations. Because I guess it's a state law in California that you have to allow your employees a place to sit. I guess while they're on the job. Like, not even the break room counts. Like, they have to be able to sit down while they're working, which is really interesting for quite a few reasons, because I'm not really shocked that it's California that has this law, and I don't really know of any other state that has it. I know my state doesn't, because none of the jobs I've ever worked that were like retail, food, anything like that ever had a place where you could really sit. In fact, you got in trouble if you sat down. These people are getting paid because they didn't get a chance to sit down. Where's my paycheck? Just kidding. Because I don't really know why that would be a state law. I understand if you're disabled, or if if you're elderly, or if something like that. I feel like it should be kind of a common sense thing. Of course, common sense doesn't really exist these days, so I guess it shouldn't be called common sense, but I feel like it's such a weird thing to force a company to let everybody sit, because they've actually proven that sitting is not good for you. I do a lot of it. I need to stop doing so much of it, but they're saying sitting is like the smoking of our generation. I don't know why they're saying our generation when I'm sure people have been sitting in office jobs for a long time, and there's plenty of other jobs that just have a lot of sitting going on. Maybe back then people were more active outside. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's stupid saying it's just for this generation. I'm sure. Anyway, that's not here nor there, but the fact is that standing is healthier for you. So you think a health-conscious state like California would actually want people standing? I mean, I don't know what proposition it is, but if you go anywhere in California, it just says you're going to get cancer. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or if you've ever been to California, but like, you feel bad about eating or drinking anything because everything contains cancer according to California. Coffee supposedly causes cancer, which I guess has been proven wrong by now, but I guess they have to leave that up because they're not 100% sure. I don't know. It's this weird thing. California is like an anomaly of America. California is such a weird state. I mean, there's just so many like different laws that don't apply anywhere else in California. And the taxes are crazy there too. Everything is crazy about California. It's like the opposite spectrum of Florida. There's like Florida, and then there's California, and they're like opposite ends of the country and opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, this is insane. 100,000 people are getting paid. Now, the thing is the lawsuit was for $65 million, but they're settling outside of court. So if they're settling, I don't know if they're actually paying that $65 million, or if, and it looks like Bank of America was also had to pay $15 million last year. Like, that's insane, just for sitting. I guess there's a bunch of different retail establishments that have lawsuits pending or have almost been sued for the same reason. It's just really interesting to me. I mean, potentially every company that is at least run the way that it is in other states could be a lawsuit in the future just because of this weird law. I mean, that's insane. And I guess they're using this interesting thing where they're letting the state sue for them. So I guess they only get to keep a quarter of what is paid out. I don't really completely understand all of it. I'm not a lawyer. I've never taken law. But I don't know. I kept looking into it. And there's all these weird little things I started seeing. And that this could potentially, like I said, all those other places have lawsuits pending or could face legal action because of this sort of thing. Since this is happening, it means that all of those places are more likely to have that happen to them too. So, I don't know. I mean, how long has Walmart been around and now they're getting sued for it? Like, just so stupid in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just such a weird thing. I mean, I can't think of a single job out there where you don't get punished for sitting. Unless it's like an office job or like a real, like, career-based job. But in a store... And I'm trying to think of how they would even sit in the cash register area. Because I don't know if you guys have seen... I'm sure you guys have. I mean, if you think about it, if you look at, again, the next time you go to Walmart, look behind the cash register and look at how little room they have. It's this little tiny space. Are they going to have, like, stools or something? Are they just going to be sitting on stools from now on? Is everyone in California just going to be sitting on stools? I don't know. I feel like if they do that, they're either going to see their obesity go up or they're going to see blood clots go up, because that's what happens when you're sitting all the time. That's why I need to move more, because I am at risk for all those things. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this whole weird thing. I just kind of want to give my take on it because it's really foreign to me to see that a company is getting sued for something that we got badgered for all the time. I don't know if you guys remember, but in a Tales from Retail episode, Eric and I were talking about how they moved the wireless section from the front of the store to the back and kind of merged it with electronics. Now, that is a department that needs a chair, because you are dealing with customer support for so many different companies for hours. I mean, you're sitting there, you've just got like the phone like this, and it's telling you over and over and over that your call is important, but you really don't feel like it is anymore because they've said it 50,000 times, and you've been on hold for 3 hours. True story. And we actually did get a chair at one point, and the manager came up in the middle of helping a customer and told him to get up, and he took the chair away. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Like, that should be punished. That is fine. But, I don't know. Just a $65 million lawsuit for... I can't think of a single cashier place that has chairs. So every single store, whoever creates chairs, is going to be making a lot of money from this. Because, I mean, California is a big-ass state. A lot of people live there. There's a lot of retail establishments that are going to have to start providing chairs to every single... Is this only apply to cashiers? I mean, what I'm wondering is why aren't more positions suing? Because from what I read, that it's just a law that says they have to provide a place to sit for workers. Yeah, provide seating. Oh, okay, so it's only cashiers. Okay. Because I was reading through it, I was like, was it cashiers only? Okay, so it is only cashiers, but still, that's a lot of cashiers out there that they have to... And what defines a Okay, I'm not going to go that far into it, but that's a lot of chairs, guys. That's going to be a lot of businesses buying a lot of chairs so they don't have to buy $65 million worth of chairs. I don't know, guys. Weird. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the whole situation. If you think it should be a state law in every state that cashiers get chairs. I do think they deserve to get a break, which Walmart does provide breaks. There's 2 15-minute breaks, and there's an hour-long lunch. So, I don't know. That's interesting to me. I feel like with the breaks and the lunch, I feel like that'd be enough. I mean, when I worked at GameStop, like I said, it was basically the same thing, but we didn't get 15-minute breaks. So, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I would sit in the corner of the store off camera, but if I did that on camera, I'd get in a lot of trouble. But, I don't know. Let me know, like I said. Like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a Fanta-tastic day. See ya. Today I'm drinking Tangerine Red Bull. Very delicious. Probably terrible for you. This is going to be the other thing called smoking of our generation. These energy drinks, I'm sure. Though I don't know why, though. Because if you look at the ingredients, besides the vitamin B12, which you really shouldn't have that much of, and a couple other vitamins they kind of pump it full of, there's really not that much caffeine compared to coffee, and there's less sugar than a soda, so I don't know. Also, the whole LaCroix lawsuit, speaking of lawsuits, I think it's bullshit. I agree. Like I said in the podcast, if you haven't seen it already, patrons have, but we discussed the whole LaCroix thing in the podcast. So if you guys, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of the whole thing, but I think it's a spurious lawsuit. I think, like I said in the podcast, it's look at the corporations that are against LaCroix. Pepsi, Coke, Nestle. I mean, they have the potential of ruining their entire... I'm not going to go on a big rant, but I think it's stupid. I bought a bunch of LaCroix. I'm just finishing off my other stuff because I'm going to go back to supporting the company that really doesn't deserve this happening to them. It's just ridiculous.